Hey budgeties, this is Brianna from AZ, and I'm going to go ahead and do my August paycheck number 2 budget. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and pull this out for right now. Okay, and let me see if I can zoom you guys in just a little bit. Okay. This is new little camera setup that I have right now, so I'm trying to get used to it. So we will start with our budget, and this is going to be for August 21st. And for my income is always the same, $14.25. The cents always changes, but the regular number never changes, so that's pretty accurate. And then my husband's income, his varies because he's an hourly person, so it just depends, but this would be the minimum that he would ever make, is $10.80. And I think this week he has some overtime, so hopefully that'll be a higher number than normal. And we will have a rollover from our previous. As of right now, we don't have anything yet, but I'm going to guesstimate about $35. And so our total income would be $25.40. So for our bills, I'm gonna go ahead and start with our Hulu, which is due on the 21st, and that's always the same at $13.03. And then my husband's Citibank card is also due on the 21st, and he budgets out $65. And then my Best Buy card is due on the 22nd, and that is $50. And we have our auto insurance with Progressive, and that's due on the 23rd, and that is excuse me, I don't know, my throat. We had the fan on high last night because it's really hot here in AZ, so we had our fans blasting, and I think I woke up with a little bit of a sore throat, so sorry for my voice kind of crackly, and I don't know. I tried to drink some water to relieve it, but it's still not working, so hopefully I don't get sick from all of this, but we'll see. So next we have our electricity bill, that is due on the 28th, and that is for $152. And for us living in AZ, our bill can be really high in the summer, or basically almost all year long. But we have a plan with our electricity to where we pay the same amount every month. So those times that we hardly use our electricity, we will still pay the $152. So that they do every November. They calculate on our previous year's usage and let us know what our new monthly payments will be. So starting November 28th, this number may or may not change depending on the usage, but since we've been home a lot, I'm counting on that number to go up quite a bit since everybody is home. And then we have my Discover bill, and that is due on the 1st, and we are going to make our payment of $60. And then I have a Citibank card as well, and that is due, I believe, on the 2nd. I didn't write it down before, and that is $35. And then I have a JCPenney card, and that doesn't have a due date, but I'm gonna pay off the remaining balance of $195.64. So I don't know if you guys remember, in my last video I told you that I had a clothing sinking fund for some clothes. However, they had a huge sale at JCPenney with a bunch of clearance, so I went ahead and used my JCPenney cards with my rewards, and I'm gonna go ahead and pay that balance right off. I'm not gonna use our sinking funds because I will show you when I close out my paycheck number 1 what actually happened with our sinking funds, as we had to use them for a different purpose, but I'll explain that in my next video when I do close out my paycheck 1 budget. Okay, so that is it for our main bills. Then I will go up here and we will do our variables, which will be our groceries and household. There's no due date, and we are budgeting for $25. Again, we have 4 teenage boys and my daughter, plus myself and my husband, so $425 seems like a lot, but when you have 4 teenage boys in the house, that is not even close to being enough sometimes. So however, with my son working, he uses his own money to get his lunch, and if he doesn't like what I cook, he has the opportunity to go get whatever he wants. So but he's enjoying being an adult, I guess. Although he wants to move out quickly, we told him not to rush it. Take it easy, as moving out will be more costly than what he's really expecting. So for gas, I'm going to put $175, and our miscellaneous unbudgeted is always 50. Okay, so let's go ahead and add up these numbers. I'm trying to make sure I'm staying in frame. Again, this is a new camera setup, so I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see. Oops. It's 50 plus 326.92 plus 152 plus 60 plus 35 plus 195.64. That's $896.87. So what I normally do is I'll get one of these sticky notes and put it here so I already know what that total is, which is $896.87. And then we add the 425 plus the 200 plus the 175 plus the 50 is 1746.87. So 1746.87. Okay, so now we will do our income minus that total, 1746.87, which gives us 793.13. Okay, so now we will go ahead and go on to our cash envelopes, which really aren't cash envelopes. I just use this section as my I mean, they're partial cash envelopes, but they're also sinking funds, but they're revolving. I don't have a specific amount that I'm saving up for in these, but these are envelopes that we do use when we need to. And then I put our spending allowance here, although they're not cash envelopes. Me and my husband just transfer into our own personal accounts and use it however we please. And these will be, I don't know why I just put a dollar sign, but I normally don't. So we get $100 every 2 weeks. Oops. And this money is no questions, no ask. My husband likes to golf, he likes to fish, he you name it, anything outdoorsy he does. And so that's what he uses his money for. My money is basically for my crafting. I do a lot of crafts. I have a Cricut, so I like to play around with it, make different designs. For any of my beauty, you know, if I need, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but when I do, that comes out of there. Or if I order something off of Amazon that isn't within our necessary budget, then I will go ahead and use that out of my spending. So that's why you'll never see like a beauty budget or haircut or anything like that. That comes out of our own spending. And then the kids, we normally just use our own spending money as well for them, but more than likely we share that responsibility with their other parents. So like my boys' dad will take them one time for haircuts, and then the next time will be my time. So if I get a monthly check from him, then that's what I normally use for their haircuts. So anything that he gives me, I use towards them. So it's their money, it's not my money. I don't see it that way. So, and then my husband's kids with their mom, they normally do the haircuts on their end, but if we do, we'll probably make it a budget in here sometime, but as of right now, the way we have it, everything works out how we need it to. So then next we have our car maintenance. And that is $20. Our emergency fund is $20. Our clothing, well, my clothing, but my husband could probably use it if he needed to, but he's lucky enough to where his employer will pay for his work clothes and shoes. So our vacation is also $20. And our back to school. Again, this is for when they all go back to school. We've started buying things here and there, but with my daughter, she wears uniforms, so I haven't bought any yet because she's growing really fast, and I don't want to buy something and then her not fit it when she needs to wear them, so I'm still waiting on that. So here we have the $793.13, and this amount is always the same at $330. So we will subtract that, and that gives us $463.13. And we will bring that number back up here, and that's going to be $463.13. Okay, and then our sinking funds is basically all of our kids' birthdays. Garrison gets $10. Amy gets $10. And their birthday is in the beginning of September, so this will probably be the last stuffing I do for them. And our anniversary is in December. So we still have time, and hopefully we can do something. And then we have my daughter Addison. And she's a New Year's Eve baby. So she's always upset because she doesn't get to celebrate her birthday at school. But they tried to accommodate her last year, but it didn't work out because she ended up getting sick like right before winter break, so she didn't get to celebrate. So she missed out again, which she was pretty upset about. Then we have our son Dean. Then our son Sebastian. They're both in February. Sebastian is my Valentine baby. And then we have our last son, Caden. He's in March. And we were supposed to have a 16 birthday party for him this past year, and due to Corona we had to cancel. So I'm hoping this year we can make up for it, but again, we'll just have to wait and see. And then we have our sports fund. And we will go ahead and do $10. And then Amazon Prime. Oh shoot, actually, sports fund should be $5. So we make that correction, and Amazon Prime is also $5. So all that comes out to $80. That's always the same. So we will subtract the 80 from the 463, which gives us 383.18 or 13, sorry. So now we can go ahead and bring that down here. 383.13. And our snowball debt will be here. And that is $50 every time, every payday, I should say. So we'll subtract the 50, which gives us 333.13. And then we will bring that down here. 333. Wow, all those threes. 13. Okay, so this is actually our savings. And I will go ahead and put, we can do 200 for right now. And so that gives us 133.13. So most likely that'll just be a rollover, and if need be, we can put maybe 300 in savings and just carry the 33 over, depending on what our next budget looks like. So we will do that. And our next budget is going to be a lot different as well because of what happened during this last pay period. So let me go ahead and pop that back in. And I will go into our, okay, so let's do our breakdown. And if you hear any noise, that's my daughter. She's doing her homeschooling in the next room, so she's talking quite loud. That's because she has her earphones on, so she's talking pretty loud. So here we will go ahead and do our breakdown. And again, these numbers never change, so it's just repetitive for us. And my daughter's dog. Anything he hears outside, he goes crazy and starts barking. He's a little Toto dog. That's exactly what he looks like. My daughter named him Ace. So that's his name. And then we have two other big dogs outside. So we have, they're half lab and half German Shepherd, and they came from, one of my coworkers had puppies like 4 years ago, and so we've had them since then. And they're both boys as well. We have Spike, which is an all black. He looks all black, lab-like. Excuse me. And then the other one looks more German Shepherd, and his name is Jax, or Jackson, but we call him Jax. And they stay outside because they're too big. They're kind of our guard dogs. Everybody's always scared of them, but they're the friendliest dogs once you approach them. But they've been in our family for 4 years now, so. And they don't have a cash envelope. We just use our grocery and household money for that, or since my husband says they're my dogs, I usually pay for out of my spending too, but it just depends on how much we have left. So we just normally use it as our groceries. So okay, and then we have car maintenance, which is $20. Emergency fund, which is $20. For clothing, is $20. Medication is $20. And I hope I'm keeping everything in frame. I can't see the top of my camera, so and I tried to hook it up to my laptop, but it wouldn't connect right, so I'm probably gonna have to get a little monitor so I can see what I'm doing, recording. So, and all that always is $260. Again, this number never changes. So we will go to the actual breakdown. 5, 6, 7, 2 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 50. Oh, you know, I forgot one. My snowball. Again, because I know everything is always the same, we always have 250. So 2 at 100, 4 at 80, 7 at 70, and 2 at $10. So if you like, you can go ahead and add those up, but again, it's always $260. I already have my little cash breakdown. I think I have one here in my bag, but I'm not sure where. So again, this is my breakdown, and I always carry one of these in my work bag, my purse, and in my car. So this is already ready, and I get to take that to the bank. And the tellers are always like, this is such a good idea, you know, it's easy for us because we can't hear, you know, they have those big plastic things in front of them, and they have the mask, and we have the mask, so sometimes they have a hard time hearing. And so I just let them know this is what I need, and I give it to them, and they're always grateful that I have this. And it always seems to be the same two ladies that I go to, so that's always in my bag, so I never have to worry about it. And there's my August paycheck. So let me zoom you guys back out. If I can find the button. And there we go. So this is my August paycheck number 2. And on Friday, that 21st, I can go ahead and fill all of these numbers in. And basically, it's just going to be my variables here. Everything else is already accounted for. So, and then here's my little sheet that I already have. So this is most likely what I'll end up with. But again, I use the maximum amounts for these. So we haven't used all of that yet. So, and I normally do those every week. So here's that page, and as you can see, we still have some money left in our gas. Well, actually, we probably don't. My husband said he filled up yesterday, and I haven't checked the account, so. But we have eating out and groceries. We still have some in there, so. And then we haven't used any of our miscellaneous, so that's pretty good. We're trying not to, but sometimes something always comes up, so we always account that we have money set aside for that. More or less kind of like a buffer too in our account. So, alright, that's it for my paycheck number 2, and Friday I will be back with the closeout of paycheck number 1. I hope you guys are all having a good day wherever you're at. Although here in Arizona we're going through monsoon season and it's dust everywhere. Now's not the time to wash any cars, because once you do, the dust storm will hit or the monsoon will hit and it's just completely dirty. So yeah, I don't know. I really hate this time of the year because sometimes the power go out too, and it's so hot and sticky that, you know, it's very uncomfortable, but we deal with it. Well, you know, I've lived in Arizona my whole life, so, well, except when I went to college in Albuquerque at the University of New Mexico. I went there for a year, and it wasn't as bad as it is here. Although it did get hot, it wasn't as hot as here.